again, guys, we want to make sure we're wherever we are on the ice, especially in the D zone. We can't everyone be chasing the puck, and when the game gets close, we can't all want to just try to do it ourselves, right? Like, okay, so we're trying to break out here, all right? This is another example just on the other end of what I said prior with the wingers. You got nothing. This is a chip off the boards, okay? Just a nice little chip. Make it high enough that he can't just put his hip to the wall and block it, and make it hard enough that he doesn't just get there. Like, that's too weak, right? That's too easy for them. Chip it off the boards, nice and hard, nice hard backhand if you're on your forehand, and if you're on your forehand, and they just chip it really hard, right? We don't want to get in this position where, okay, so game's close, try to break it out. Okay, that's too weak. We got to hit it harder. Doesn't get out. Now look, 3 you guys. Oh, sorry, excuse me. So we got. I don't know why this is doing this. You got 3 guys here. All looking at the puck. Okay. This is a defender right here. Okay. It's way out of position. Now he's left on an island, right? We ended up getting back in position okay, Xavier, do a good job there, but now look, now we have a 3-on-2 down low. If this guy makes a smarter play, that's probably in the back of the net. And they end up missing. We're leaving our goalie out to dry here when we play like this, right? This is not good D-zone coverage. You cannot, as a defenseman, and it's not a clear breakout, be following that pass, right? This is like, you guys are tired, you're probably close to the end of your shift, just get it out. Just get it out, let the next line go out, and continue the momentum. We got to have him staying at home, you staying at home. Centerman, you're aware. Winger, that's your guy. And that's it. Can't have 4 guys going to 1 puck. Hopefully this serves as an example for you guys. Like, this is really bad. They could have easily scored. There's other times in this game where we're too antsy, and everyone wants to just score themselves, right? It doesn't work like that. So, as I've been saying, in practices and before games, as we've been talking, so centers, it's really important. You guys are basically like a third defenseman in our zone. You guys have the same exact responsibilities that a defenseman has. I mean, the whole team has. Obviously we want to play defense as a unit, but as a centerman, you just have a little bit extra responsibility. You have to think like a defenseman and a forward, kind of, right? So I just want to make sure that we're aware of where we are on the ice, especially as a centerman. So it's not really like a big play, but something happens, and first thing I notice, right, or everyone should be noticing, okay, is we got one guy here, one guy here. Okay, so our 2 defensemen are there. Okay, so right now they both got their man. And then our centerman over here. Okay, so right now we're okay. Right now we're in good positioning. Okay, then so that guy sends it to the D. All of a sudden now, this is they almost had a very good scoring chance. Thankfully Owen made the save here, but this is always the winger's guy, no matter what. Okay. Centerman, we can't be caught up here. And we all have done it, especially when it's a broken up play, because then what happens is all of a sudden there's a guy open down low, and then it forces our defender to make a move. All of a sudden they're creating time and space for themselves. You have to close on that space, but we're at a disadvantage. We're at a disadvantage down low. Excuse me. So now we got 1, 2, 3 over here covering these 2 guys, right? And there's an odd man down low, which is a problem. They end up just getting it to the slide and getting it to the greasy area, like we told you guys last time, basically a half a second reaction time, and the guy bumbling the puck away from a 4-1 game, or potentially them going up 1-0 super early, right? Be aware of where we are on the ice. Quick note on the breakout for wingers. So you receive the puck here, right? You want to make sure. So this is like very a hard pass to make to the centerman, right? There's all 5 guys are in this, or 4 guys at least are in this little quadrant here, and this is a hard pass to make, and it's not. I don't know. I wouldn't advise to try to even thread it the needle to the centerman here, especially because he's not really like if he was here, maybe if he was right there in stride, maybe you could pass it to him. But I'd rather in both ways. So you got nothing here, right? Like the wingers, or sorry, their forecheckers right on you. This is just a quick little bump off the glass or the boards. Just a little bump, a little nice little chip. Let your centerman go get it. Let your far side winger go attack. This is their defender right here, guys. Like they're, most teams are going to probably play like this, a little bit more aggressive. Their defenseman's right on the blue line here. You could chip it right by them, or even just like obviously not a dump. You don't want to ice it, right? But enough that it's out of our zone, out of harm's way. We could catch the defenders looking. So you obviously, again, in hindsight and with the ability to watch with video, it's a lot easier. But as soon so the puck is coming to you, you receive it, right? You make a quick look. You see, okay, I got a guy coming to me. There's a guy there. No one's really got speed. I don't have speed, right? I'm caught flat-footed. Just chip it right here. Just chip out of the zone. Let your centerman and winger go make an effort to go grab it, and then you fill in and support where needed. I'm gonna go over a little bit of defensive zone coverage. I think that's something we can continue to work on. A little bit of PK, D zone coverage, just breaking out more focused on our zone. I think you guys got the gist of the point I was trying to get across in the O zone, and where to shoot from, and how we could generate chances. But here, I just want to make sure that everyone's aware and on the same page. So when we're on the PK, right? Everyone knows we pick a. The pressure it comes depending on what side the puck goes to. We do actually a really good job of stepping up really well, especially when they try to make the. You guys do a really good job. One thing I do want to mention is when we are, let's say the puck's over here, right? And they end up, passing it over here, and it's now beginning to get into this area. So we know we want this front guy over here to start pressuring and funneling the guy to this guy, right? And then ideally we stop the puck right there and dump it back in, and we're good. As that's happening, though, obviously, the every system has a weakness. So this middle of the ice area becomes quite a weak area. So just make sure that if you're this far side guy, and I'll show you right after in this clip, but you need to either cover this middle when the puck is still in this area, right? You got to be aware of it's a hard roll, because you have to be aware of if there's a guy here and a guy streaking in the middle, but you just got to be aware to start moving and covering this middle, because what'll happen is they'll try to they'll have either a guy breaking out in through the middle, or they'll put it in that area, and then if you're not there, then it could potentially be vulnerable. And then obviously if the puck does get past here, then this back defender has to start taking a guy and play knee, that you're back checking, which is exactly what happens with Jaden on this play. Gotta obviously pressure them when they do try to. So now the puck ended up getting along the wall. So our defender who's at the top of the blue line, he ends up obviously picking up a guy, and then this guy who's on the far side, the far dot, he's and then we have a stop. So just make sure that number one, you're covering that middle area or you're aware of what's going on, and then number two, if the puck does end up going along the boards on the side that you're not on, you gotta beeline it back to start, play D and help your defender out because he's really out there all alone if they get that far. So we want to make sure here, guys, that when we are forechecking, just like if it's caught up, the puck is caught in their neutral zone when they are trying to break out, and it's like a rough breakout, a little bit further in, or sorry, a little bit higher in their zone and close to the neutral zone. We still want to make sure that we are always tracking a guy, especially if you're the high guy or you're the guy, you're the F3, right? So you like in this one, you see Jack is below you, you see um, Xavier's F1 on the puck. Maybe Maddie, Zep, maybe he's a little bit too high here. Maybe he could come back a bit, but still, regardless, you want to make sure that you see this guy here. Once you start seeing him streaking, you got to stay with him, right? You got to stay with him to basically eliminate this pass, allow Xavier to attack, allow Jack to cut off any other pass. Then, maybe that forces them to, try to break out on the other side, or they don't try to make the stretch pass. Maybe they lose the puck. I'd rather you stay with this guy to, maybe the red line, eliminate that play, and then, Zep could get his bearings. Zep and Max are in the right position, or your defensemen are in the right position, and then you're that F3 still. If they do rim the puck around to the other side, or they try to break out on the other side, then you're still there and you're still in a good defensive position. I'd rather that happen because what happens here is, kind of just leave him, and then he ends up going, and all you guys, do a good job of back checking, but you need to make sure even in this spot, like it's very possible, even though we have good numbers down low, what if the puck trickles to one of these two guys? Where are you right here? Right? So we have to, like, we're always playing defense. Without the puck, we're playing defense. How do we get the puck? But obviously, if they're attacking our net and our goalie is the most important position. So, or the most important thing, getting the puck away from that, and how can we obviously start to go ahead and get the puck out of our zone. So when you're back checking, you got to always pick up a guy. If there's a guy in front of you in the neutral zone, make sure you're aware of him. If you see him crossing you and you're the high guy, skate with him. But also when we're on the back check and the puck starts to get in our zone, you got to be aware, okay, who's my guy? So we're kind of lucky the puck doesn't squeak across or squeak out into, a bad area. So guys, when we took everyone aside a couple practices ago and we said, okay, we're practicing neutral zone face-offs. Here's what to do if we win. Here's what to do if we do not win. So wingers here, right? We got to tie up if we don't win. This is Jaden is your winger. Jack, you didn't tie up your guy either. They're both going. The puck, you just tie up no matter what, right? Let's just say, for example, right? Let's just go through like the thought process of, so no matter what, you tie up your wingers. You guys both tie up your guys. Austin does whatever Austin does in the center, right? Let's just say he wins it. He wins it forward. He can chip and go. He could chip it. You guys could join up you guys could join the rush very quickly, right? So that's if he wins it forward. He wins it back. You quickly come off your guy. Our defenseman has possession. We have possession. It could go D to D. You go out here. Jack waits here. Austin curls. You could break through the middle, maybe Jaden. Jack, you could cut. Like, there's so many options, but we have possession, so that's all that matters. Or if it goes to this side, it's the same thing. Maybe we just dump it. You guys all chase. If they win it back, their defensemen are going to do nothing because we have everyone on a man. All right, we can't be lazy. We can't think offense only, because unfortunately that way of thinking leads to goals, not against us. And this is the type of play that we again our goalies are are playing well, and we can't leave them out to dry like that. We never want to give up a penalty shot. Um, it is what it is. We had plenty of opportunities we didn't capitalize on. That's not the reason why we lost. It was, um, you know, the goalie on the other end. He made a couple good saves. We just didn't capitalize on a couple things. That's fine. It is what it is. Like I could live with that, but we gotta. We can't. I can't live on their opportunities happening because we're lazy. That's not good. There's no bad outcome if you just tie up your winger for a second, put your stick in front of him, put your hips in front of him, kind of box him out until you can see where the puck is. Because if you're just looking at the puck and we have no feel for where our man is, then this can happen, and clearly it did, right? So you guys have been doing a really good job of forechecking and cycling through the forecheck and making sure that as the puck goes from side to side, you're rotating positions. You guys have been doing a really good job. Here's an perfect example of being. Oh, let me cut the audio. So you guys have been doing a really good job here. Marco makes a heads up play. He becomes F1. Xavier cuts up the wall. Khalil, really good heads up play, making sure you're aware of where you are on the ice. So really good job. I just want you to make sure just not to drift too far, right? Because if you maintain spacing um, with this guy, you might be able to make a play on this puck because you'll be, kind of in this general area, and then that kind of makes the defensemen's lives a little bit easier. They're not thinking of potentially needing to pinch or not, because they have you as support, and then those two guys who are battling for the puck can start back checking if the puck gets out. This is not a horrible play considering we still end up making a good play on it, but it's just a little bit cleaner. I know it's quick. It's a quick heads up play. And obviously you want to make sure we're back checking really hard, but we still end up having good man to man, and everything ended up being okay. It's just F3, just be aware of where you are on the ice. So this is not to pick on anyone here, but I hope you guys so this is one play. So obviously, we actually had an okay amount of chances. But after the information I told you guys last game with the statistics that I mentioned about shooting in the slot, see how now a play like this, where you don't swing it across to the slot, a simple play like this. See, look at the goalie. Look how he's set up. He has to adjust. I don't know. The pass, that's what, a 6 or 7 foot pass, right? To there. All of a sudden, this guy has to adjust. He has to change his positioning. So now he could see you. He's telegraphing you. You're winding up here, right? And you take that shot. It doesn't get through because there's traffic. So just one opportunity like this, how much more likely are you to score, right? Just from that one simple pass. This guy has to adjust. If you get this puck here, you just ideally it's on your stick, off your stick. Grip it or rip it, right? So this is one play. So I'm not saying this would have won or lost. I don't know. We could have still lost. That's irrelevant. I hope you guys realize from last game, this is just one opportunity where it's a sweet goal. It's a goal opportunity, and instead of trying to, everyone's trying to do things themselves, we move the puck. We stick to the game plan. The goals will come. We could have potentially 2 more chances like this. What was the percentages? Were 50% of the shots we took from this area, they went in. So maybe the odds, they go a little lower when we're facing better teams, but the more that means we just have to put more opportunity. We have to give ourselves more chances there. So pass up a decent opportunity for a great opportunity. I don't think there's really a specific way to beat these guys on offense, right? Like when we're rushing the puck in and entering the zone, there's no real. Everyone is going to play it the same way, especially on an odd man rush. But I think this is where we could take advantage of people because we got a lot of speed that we could use, and you guys are smart. And I hope that after facing Duffield again, I know it was Duffield, but that's irrelevant because those opportunities come against every team. Those opportunities in the slot, we just have to take advantage of them and execute them when we can. So there's plenty of ways to enter the zone and then also give yourself opportunities in the slot. However, when they come, we have to take advantage of them. So hopefully after the game on against Duffield, how often we scored in that slot area. This is a great play. So it's a 3-on-3. It's not even a 3-on-2 on man rush, but we could still see how you could still create space if everyone's skating and doing their job. So this far side winger, so Jaden, puck carrier, instead of the guy he feels that the guy's on him. So okay, we'll break it down, right? So he doesn't really have the foot speed that he wants to try to make a play to get around him. So instead, what does he do? He cuts back. Okay, Collins driving the net, taking this guy away from him. Okay, all of a sudden now, right there, this is now because this guy's sleeping. This guy's not back checking hard enough. This is a shot in the slot. This again, the goalie has to look. So he's set here. He has to reset. He has to. Sorry, he would have to reset as soon as the pass is made. All of a sudden, he's a little bit out of position. Maybe this is a pass here, shot. I'd rather shoot from here than shoot from this angle over here. I'd rather shoot again in this sweet spot, guys. Right? We know we could score a lot of goals from here. And then what could end up happening from here? Maybe as Xavier gets it, this defender jumps it really well, but Collins may be available backdoor. You have options, right? Because then what'll happen here is, so we got a D with a forward here, puck carrier here with a D, and winger or center. It's fine in the slot here, and this guy is sleeping. This guy's asleep. So we curl here. This could be a pass and shot, right? Could be that. What it could also be is, again, because this guy's sleeping, you have this opportunity. The puck goes across. Say X has it, right? All of a sudden he has it here. What if this defender starts to go at him? What if he takes it? All of a sudden we have Colin backdoor. Jaden maybe could join in for a rebound if he moves quick enough. All of a sudden now, because we took advantage of this guy, not fully back checking properly, there's potential two better ways to score, or two more higher potential chances to score. But ideally, we want to get into the slot and have a riff, right? That could have been another goal for us, right? As opposed to it just being a cover. So these chances will come, guys. We just got to take advantage of them and be on the lookout for them. Okay, so these guys, they will move the puck very efficiently if we don't pressure them. So we want to make sure that if the puck gets in the corner and they have their eyes up and they're looking, we got to pressure them. We can't just let them move the puck around because their defense are active. They motion around in the zone pretty well. So we got to make sure that we can't, if the centerman and defenseman, if you see the other defenseman just going back and forth like a yo-yo like this, you got to make sure that we're attacking one of these guys. Right now, this is the free guy, right? Adam can't cover both of these guys. So he's got to pick one, or centerman. Ideally, the centerman, I would rather you go in and support. So you got to pick one of these guys, right? So you see them when it's, the puck comes around. Okay, you got to. So that's either that you got to go right there, right? Adam then picks his guy, or if Adam goes there, then you got to look and you say, okay, that guy's going to be open. And we can't be passive here, right? Because if they're going to move the puck around, we don't want that. We don't want to get caught, because what will happen is we'll get caught out of position, which ends up happening. So just again, it's a man-on-man game down low, right? So we're too flat-footed. We don't want to be flat. We want to be engaging with these guys. Man-on-man down low. Let the wingers engage with the defenseman. And again, it's this 77 guy. He's pretty active. So wingers, you got a tall task. If he's on, make sure your head's on a swivel, right? Okay. So again, this is a bit of a miss. Not here. Okay. All right, that's good. Engage. We don't quite get the puck here. So this is, excuse me, a bit of a miscommunication here, I guess, on the defenseman. One of you guys has got to go. I think it should be. I would like to say it's Arian because that's his side. So here you want to be going for it, right? You can't just stay at the net. It's a little too late when you decide. Look how much time it's. We don't want to give them this. This is bad, very bad. Look how much space he's got. That's the one thing we don't want to give these teams is time and space, right? So you got to be on them right away. Wenger, you try to do a good job of being active. They end up cycling it down low. Like we're too late. We're already too late here because then they're gonna look at the opportunities they got here. They got there. He could come out with this. He could come out and skate. There's too many opportunities here, so we got to be on them. Okay, we got to be hard here. None of this one stick stuff, guys. You got to lift it hard, bump him with your hips, hip on hip, or move him from the puck. Okay. Okay, unfortunately, squeaks by us here. He tried to make a good play on it to Khalil there. And then this guy again, he tips it. That's second goal. So we just got to make sure we can't let them move the puck around. We don't want them, we don't want to just be stationary watching them. Maybe it was at the end of your guys' shift. I don't know exactly what happened. But we can't be doing this. We can't let them just move the puck around because they will move it well. So guys, this is where they're gonna kill us. Okay, we can't be so passive in the D zone. So here, right, he comes up like, okay, so now you guys are you could always pass on the coverage, right? Like as the puck carries moving, he's not passing. All of a sudden now he gets to a certain point. Now it's the winger's responsibility. I think we went over this like last practice or a couple practices ago. So you could pass on the coverage, right? So now here Remy recognizes, okay, so he's now starting to become Jaden's responsibility, right? So here we're actually in okay coverage. The wingers, weak side winger. Excuse me. Weak side winger has the slot. Defenseman, you're keeping your eye on this guy. So centerman, you should be close. Like we can't be so passive, right? You gotta pick a guy where you want to be because you know now. Okay, I should have a defenseman in the net around the net. My far side winger is going to be in the slot supporting. So you know you have those two guys there. You see your defenseman here. There's a guy in the corner. He's your guy, right? So Jane's going to go engage with this guy. Even if Remy were to go there, we're still in okay coverage because we got Max here. We got winger supporting. He's got a stick here. And centerman, that's got to be you, right? So we can't, they're going to spread out. They're going to play quite spread out and they're going to want to cycle, move the puck along the wall. So we can't be passive with them. We got to engage quickly. So like here, this is this is way too passive, guys. Like you're thinking like centerman, we can't think, okay, we're gonna break out here, leave, right? This is way too passive. Can't let him get this puck. This guy should not. We're in too good a position and too fast to just let like this pass just happen. Like this is way too passive because they're gonna kill us like this. Okay, we don't want to obviously leave the zone without the puck. But other than that, we just got to make sure our wingers are breaking out quick. I think a 1-2-2 will be really helpful on the forecheck. So, but yeah, we got to make sure that we're very aggressive and have a man. We got to always have a man. We can't let them just skate in space along the wall. They'll kill us there. So guys, everyone's got to make sure that they understand where we are when we're talking about where to be defensively. You know, when we're talking about at practice, if you guys are confused, then you guys have to say, because um, you know, when we break it down and everyone is seemingly understands and, you know, is kind of not paying attention. But when we got onto the ice and then this happens, this is not good either, right? So we want to make sure that, okay, so we got one guy engaged. Remy's got this guy. Max has got this guy. All of a sudden, now this is good positioning. This is fine. This is good. This is good. This is not good. Okay? You got to make sure that you're on this guy. Whether you're on his hip, like you got to at least feel where he is. He's way too wide open. This is the quiet ice. We want to talk about scoring in the quiet ice, just like other teams will score on us if we don't protect it, right? So it's the same thing. So why would you let a guy, if you peeked him, because it looks like you did peek, but then all of a sudden, right? So you look, it looks like you peek right there, right? So you see him, but you got to get him. You got to stay with him. You can't drift, right? We're worried about trying to break out before we even have the puck. We're thinking, okay, I need to start curling because I need to break out. Wingers are worried about getting out of there. Defensemen just wanted to rip it out. But, you know, we have to have the puck first to do that. If they have the puck or they're moving the puck around, we gotta worry about our net first, protect the house, right? So you got to be way closer to him. You got to be on him. Feel his hips, something. Wingers, I want this far side winger to be closer in the slot. It's very unlikely that this puck, when it's on this side, very unlikely that this puck is going to go all the way across to this guy. That's probably the worst pass. If their coach doesn't bench them for that, I would be shocked. Right? So you being in the slot here, adding some extra support, and still being in that passing lane, you're still defending this guy. If the puck rims around, you should beat that guy there no matter what anyways, because he's coming from a further position than you are. So you still beat him regardless and be able to work it on the wall, either chip it to your center or chip it off the boards. So how would work here to draw it out is pucks here, right? Well, just like in the example that I'm showing you guys, it could be two guys and two defensemen, right? And all of a sudden we got the center here. You're manning up, so everyone's got a man down low. Winger, if you're on the strong side where the puck is, you're waving your stick. You're making sure you have an active stick. If they try to bounce it off the boards, you're trying to intercept it and intercept that pass to the D. If it does get to the boards, you're beelining it to the defenseman, blocking the shot. This far side winger, you're supporting, right? You're supporting in the slot. Adding an extra stick help. You're making sure that this guy doesn't get the pass. This is the hardest pass to make, all the way across. This is what I mean. This defenseman's never getting the puck. Okay, if the puck's here, and then alternatively, if the puck is here, and it was D center, winger. Let's say that puck gets there. Centerman, you go after it. Defenseman, you could fill in. This guy, cover the net. Okay. Winger shift. And then we just keep working it. So wingers, you got to stay active, right? You guys, we can't just be on the boards, because then we're not. I'd rather the pass go up the boards than up the middle into the slot. Like this, again, guys, just like we want to score on it, this area is the most important part of the ice. We want to protect this and also score in there. So when the puck is worked down low, winger, you're basically just think, okay, I got to be in between the two face-off circles, right? Whoever is guarding the net, whether it's a defenseman or a centerman, you make sure you better have a man. And then obviously the puck moves quick, things are happening quickly. That's why if this winger, if it's on the far side, you coming down as support is very helpful anyways, because you're able to see what the defenseman or center maybe won't be able to see. And if they're caught, then you're there for that support. So again, to reiterate, centerman, or sorry, puck. I'll just do X's. X, 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 X. Okay? These three, you are all interchangeable. Winger, if you're caught in the centerman, if you're caught down low because of a line change or something like that, then you fill in too. You just because you're a winger and the play's going on, you can't say, "Oh, I gotta go wing," because then you don't know who's center. You just gotta, if you're the guy on and you're down low, you help and you play like as a center would. So a guy engages with him here. You two guys are on it. You're looking, okay, where are the guys? Where are the other guys? You two, where are the other guys? Are they here? Are they over here? Then you're in okay positioning. Maybe as a centerman or whoever that is, you want to go support. Ideally, it would be the centerman, but maybe you want to go support because they got a little 2-on-2 going. But you want to make sure that you maintain this defensive integrity. We can't have our two defensemen down low buzzing up top, centerman buzzing up top, winger over here, then we're all out of sorts, right? And just like you saw in those Toros clips, a lot of chances can happen. So especially against this Panthers team, we want to make sure we're defensively sound, especially down low. So this is a good example of D-zone coverage, okay? We got two guys engaged, and Remy, instead of being, I don't know, behind the net or something, I don't know, he's in the right spot. We got two guys engaged, two guys battling. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Even if that guy somehow gets a shot there, Remy's there to defend him, right? He has his eyes, like the guy's always in his peripheral or in front of him, not behind him, right? As soon as it gets behind, well, the puck's loose anyway now at that point, and we're out. So when we got the numbers down low, excuse me, when we got the numbers down low, ideally we want to win it. But if we're two guys engaged, the puck's there, that's completely fine. This is better, way better defensive zone coverage. Winger, you're down low in the slot. This guy, clearly number 77, is someone to watch out for. He's kind of like number 2 and 9 from the Beast. He's a big guy, moves the puck. He's a good skater. He might end up pinching quite a bit. It seems like he likes to do that. He's pretty active on the blue line. So far side, regardless, the far side winger, you always want to be in the slot. This guy, you're active. This is completely fine. It's a broken play. It is what it is, but for sure it's out, right? Okay, prime example. Okay, so we got our guys working down low. This is actually fine defensive coverage. We're in an okay spot right now. We got two guys down low on two guys. Our winger's actually supporting down low. Centerman, you should be aware. I'm hoping you're aware of what's going on. This is actually okay. He's not going to make this pass across. Okay, we got that. Everyone's in a decent position. This winger, active stick, right? Your stick just in the zone. How easy of a pass this is to make. So Arian's stick's pretty long there. It unfortunately doesn't really get a shot at it. But what if your stick's in the way too, right, winger? Not just that's too late. It's gotta be there already, right? That I promise you'll have a better chance, and you have actually a very high likelihood of intercepting that pass, because that's not like a rocket pass or something, and that's not really a good look. You should be able to get that pass, right? So you seeing him, you see his head up, you should immediately be looking, okay, I gotta have an active stick. Even take a peek back. Oh, is the defender behind me? Is he wide open? Right? Everyone else is in good position, but winger, you gotta have an active stick here, right? Prime example, which ends up leading to a goal. We can't have that. And if you miss it, you better get your body in front of it if you miss that pass.